The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCNTV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCNTV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCNTV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCNTV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
Generation X, that's me. I was born in the 70s. And we're, yeah.
Oh, like 79 or like 73?
I'm not talking to you about this. After 12.
But like, you don't say nothing night, like, you know, like kind of, you know.
Christina, can we stay on script? This is why I have it.
What? Like sometimes you act your age and sometimes you don't. And this is one of those moments where it's like, wow, like this lady's really. Anyway.
You call me a lady?
I did call you a lady. Hello, 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 beautiful people. Hello, hello, hello.
Aren't you exuberant?
Well, considering how my day started, yes.
And we're not going into it today because we have too much to talk about.
Sure.
And we're late.
Important things.
But this one is because of the Mercury retrograde. And she's shaking her head and saying no. But it is. The Mercury retrograde's a real thing. And it's messing up with communications and digital stuff. So if you notice that's happening, that's why.
Sure.
But Selena pulled it through and we're here. And we have lots to talk about today. We're probably going to have to shorten some of these segments.
Why?
But because there's so much. We have another show after this, Christine. Okay. So I need to get into it. She's going to be talking about it more in the next segment. Miss Christina, my beautiful co-host. International Women's Day starts March 8th, 2020 for this year. And the theme, why are you looking at that for?
Why are you starting off with my segment?
I'm just introducing it to go into what I'm talking about. I'm not really...
Okay, cool.
Because there's a whole reason for me bringing this up.
Sure.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because I received a video this week.
A disturbing video.
Very disturbing video.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Ashamed. And the fact that the Portuguese government is not letting people talk about this more and is trying to silence it is a little creepy.
Suppression.
Yeah. So one of the most memorable times during February in Portugal is their carnival time. So they have carnival.
Because Lent started, yesterday or the day before?
So it's one of the oldest continuous Lenten parties in Portugal with over 100 years of celebration. So of course, I kind of equate this to Caravana Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay. So on Yonge Street, usually during Caravana Toronto, in my past times, the streets are flooded. Mm-hmm. There's people out chilling, you know, there's lots going on. At night, there's parties. So, of course, this is the same thing that was happening over there. People are partying. They're in their costumes. They're having a good time.
Of course.
Until this happened. Selena, can you run that video for me, please?
Caralho, velho.
Disturbing.
Okay, so...
Disturbing.
Yeah, that was the before, and that video was the after. So, yeah, I spoke to, her name is Thay Barroso. I'm hoping I say that correctly. And she is a Brazilian student and actually advocate activist living in Portugal right now.
Okay.
So this is her. She's so cute. So she's the young lady who was in the bumblebee costume. Okay. And she actually gave me a rundown of the story. But I want to give you guys a quick quote from her first. I was attacked yesterday by the Portuguese police. They were beating a woman in front of a big carnival audience. Today I woke up with the pain and uncertainty that this country will be swallowed by fascism. Wow. There will be no resistance. They will watch cabin violence with fear. To this girl, I don't know who she is. My apologies. I couldn't. The state is a coward. People are cowards.
Wow.
And I'm already in touch with the beaten girl. She's actually Brazilian, and she got 6 stitches. She got her head cracked open.
Wow.
She doesn't want to identify herself, understandably. She's kind of staying quiet about it. But the streets were blocked because it was Carnival.
Okay.
But it's like that always, okay? Again, think about it like Yonge Street.
Yeah.
20 police were there. So there's probably way too many police blocking a small little party. And instead of asking people to get out of the way, they started to actually beat people.
Wow.
Okay? So something broke up and Tai, I keep messing up this poor girl's name.
Wow.
I know, I'm terrible.
How do you spell it?
Taine.
Taine.
She said it for me yesterday, so I really apologize, girl. But something broke out, and she realized that this young woman was being brutalized, so she kind of went to intervene. And as you can see, that's what happened. So I'm going to give you guys a little background on what's been happening in Portugal. So there's a group called the Bloc Esquerda, and they're a left-wing political party in Portugal. They were founded in 1999. One of the spokespeople, Beatriz Diaz, she's actually questioning, this is her, beautiful, she's questioning the government about aggressions in the city and in the police force, okay? And in a document, it's considered that the police action was manifestly disproportionate, remembering that they actually shot up in the air, which is unnecessary.
Okay.
And it's pointed out that the action seems to constitute an evident violation of the principles of necessity and proportionality. Whoa, why am I speaking to myself? You're gonna have to stop that. You have to share that. And basically, they shouldn't have been using
Force
at all, especially, just press share. It's in the now. These things happen. So what a big fear is down there is xenophobia.
Right.
So if you don't know what xenophobia is, this is basically fear of what is considered strange or foreign.
Right.
Okay? So there has been an upsurge in Portugal of cases of aggression against citizens by the police.
So hold on. So the citizens are being aggressive, or the police are being aggressive?
The police are being aggressive.
And aren't they being aggressive to immigrants or people who look different? Like what exactly is happening?
Strangers,
so immigrants, people, foreign workers,
Brazil, black. Just put that out there.
You know what I find so hilarious? You know, these former colonizers. You know, back they just came and like mashed up your country and came and imposed themselves and said, oh, you are now Portuguese, you are now Spanish, you are now British. But then when you now leave that same country that was a former colony and go back, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're not really this, you're not really that. And it's like, that's so interesting. Why y'all like that, colonizers?
You can't ask the colonizer why they're so damn ignorant. They're just ignorant.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's unfortunate because, like, you know what? There's a lot going on right now. I know I'm not going to go into it, but I'm going to mention it. But this whole coronavirus thing, people, I'm not going to touch it. I'm just saying that people are forgetting that there are certain things happening all over this world to people. People are still being killed off. Yep. There's cases, which I'm going to go into. I'm actually going to dig into this a little bit more.
Okay.
There's cases of people dying. There's a case of a gentleman who died in Portugal who was beaten by the police.
Wow.
And you know they didn't open the case until after he died, 10 days later? This is what's happening in the world. So Corona, yeah, it's not cool. But there's like clear human right violations happening all over this world.
Yes.
And it's being ignored. And they're happening to people of African descent. That's the sad thing. These things are still going on.
So for this specific instance, was the girl, because I think our source, I think she definitely is of African descent.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But the girl who was being brutalized that she went to go and help, was she of African descent as well?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I can't answer that. I just know that she was, and I saw what happened to her.
I wouldn't be surprised. That seems like something Portugal would do.
Yeah, I saw what happened to her, and that was enough for me. I'm like, end of the day, light, dark, you know, if you have a drop of African blood in you, you're African. And they see it. With her, it's a little bit more obvious.
Right.
But she was getting flung around and like choked out. Why did there need to be 6, 7 policemen beating this woman up? I'm going to leave, but I want you guys to see this video one more time. And I am going to ask you guys to share this. Like,
Please.
They're not sharing it. They're keeping it quiet. Share this. Share this as far as you possibly can. These are women. This is why only reason why I brought up International Women's Day ahead of time. Because this is happening to women.
Still.
Like, Anyhow, we're going to go into our next segment. I'm going to have Selena show this video one more time. Sure. And then we're going to go into the importance of International Women's Day coming up on March 8th, 2020. We'll see you guys soon on In the Now.
Caralho, velho.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity and our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
Hey, y'all, we're back. This episode has been sponsored by Tim Hortons. If you keep on saying it, eventually one day they will sponsor.
It's true, Tim Hortons.
So, unfortunately, that past segment was tragic and unfortunate and frankly disgusting. So we do really want to encourage you guys to share out this episode. Go follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We'll be also posting the raw video there and share it out, because it's because of things like this that still happen in today's day and age that we need to have something like International Women's Day be recognized, and it's unfortunate. So our thoughts go to the people in that video, but also we're going to actively make an effort and put some action behind our words. We're going to find out, we're going to raise awareness, and we're going to talk about this so that the Portuguese government knows that
you're on blast.
Yeah, like you hurt one of us, you hurt all of us.
Sorry, guys. Solidarity. This is what it looks like.
So I wanted to take a different spin. Before having this new segment from before, I was going to take a different spin to talk about International Women's Day. And it really just made me think about how sometimes I can't even say in the West, because Portugal is a westernized country. But I'm going to talk specifically about in North American spaces. When it comes to events like International Women's Day, I've always had some gripes with events surrounding this. And
what is one of them? Just so people can have an understanding.
So a problem I have with International Women's Day or things of that nature is that they only regard one type of woman.
And what woman is this, Christina?
White women. For the most part, it focuses so heavily on the experience of white women. And even when you look at, when you showed a snippet of the International Women's Day website, and I actually went through the website and I went through the timeline they had. And a lot of the events that they had as timelines were events that were critical and pivotal, but only recognized white women or advances and breakthroughs for white women. And that was the main thing I was going to talk about in this segment. But then you kind of changed the script a little bit and showed that, which is fine because it's also as important.
Yeah.
So to give you a bit of background as to what International Women's Day is, it's an event or a day or a celebration that happens on March 8th. And it's signified by the color purple. The color purple is worn for us to kind of think about the plight and the struggles and the celebrations that we as women have accomplished thus far in today's day and age. So a lot of governments, NGOs, organizations support this day, And it's been going on apparently since like the 1900s.
Okay.
I had no idea about that. But again, like I was saying, it only supported a certain type of woman and a woman that looks a certain type of way. And that was unfortunate. So, yeah.
That's your biggest gripe, though, is the fact that, you know what?
I think it's a big gripe because I think it also stems into the whole feminism versus womanism subject.
Yeah, the suffrage movement and all that type of stuff.
Exactly. And I think that still, unfortunately, even though we have this day, International Women's Day, I think there's still that remnant happening in events that are happening across the world. So as an example, you sent me an invitation to an event. And if you notice, it took me a very, very long time to reply to that event.
I knew that. I knew it.
You see what I'm saying?
I knew it. Yeah. Are you going?
I'm going to go. I told you I was going to go.
So we can call them out because this is in the now. So call out what the event was.
I don't remember.
It's an Elevate event.
No, it's not. Is it an Elevate?
Yes.
Yes, an Elevate. It's an Elevate.
I always send you those because you went to Elevate, and that's when Christina first spoke up about seeing an African presence in the technical space or technological space. So that's the very first event that you gone to and saw that, and you kind of called people out.
And someone got upset. And an influencer got a little bit upset.
An influencer got upset with Christina because of what she
but an event I can bring up, because it's something that has been plaguing me for years, is it's a group called the Atelier Collective. And I should have had, if I post their logo, it would have been better. But
maybe, is there a website? Maybe
yes, there's a website called the Atelier Collective. And
spell it out.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Atelier. And they are doing great work. But it seems like their work is only for a certain kind of woman. And this has been a problem that has been happening for all the years that I've come across their content, whether on social media, whether this is them, whether on ads, whether on in their speakers. Yes. So I really feel that, yes, we have International Women's Day. Yes, we have great people like the Atelier Collective who are doing their great work. But Jesus. The website is proving my point.
There's Michelle Obama.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm just being facetious. I'm just saying. But keep scrolling. Yeah. Okay. I get the point.
And this is what I feel that.
What do we do about that? This is the thing. It's okay to have a gripe. What's our solution?
So what do we do is what we inject ourselves into these spaces. So one way that I personally am having a direct impact on Elevate is they had a speaker request. And I submitted. So Elevate,
so
y'all better put me on the influencer panel this year, okay? Because I submitted my stuff. So how do we counteract this? We interject ourselves as Black and brown people. We put ourselves in these spaces that, are making breakthroughs for international women and actually show up and be our authentic selves. I'm going to forward you the email. You should also submit yourself. Talk about something.
They don't want me up there.
So what?
They don't want me up there, girl. I can't do it. I will not do it. I'm gonna let you handle this one.
But this is. I love things like International Women's Day. Coming off of the back of Black History Month, we love Black History Month, but these are things that should be celebrated every single day.
Of course, I'm not gonna stop. So how about this? I hear you with the interjection.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna leave it because I don't want to sit down here and talk about separation and things like that. But I think sometimes one of the things is I think we as Black people sometimes want to be included in things too much.
Right.
We want inclusion and like.
So you're saying we should build our own table? And I
make
agree.
a better table.
I agree. The table we make is going to be better anyway.
It is.
But I think
watch the Inventor show we did for you to help you.
But I agree. But the fact of the matter is, there are benefits to having inclusive workspaces, inclusive events, diverse events. But at the same token, as Black and brown people, we also need to focus on building our own communities as well.
Properly.
Because we can't always just say, include me, add me. Because, so the Atelier Collective, over the past couple of events, they've added, a sprinkling of people here and there. Some of the people they've added are actually close friends of mine and people I really look up to. But the attendees, they still look exactly the same.
Because we don't expect to see ourselves there. So why are we going?
Oh, Lord.
What's this? This is their story? Okay. Well, go on with it. And so, okay. All right. Go on with it. Listen, they've started something. I'm not going to even, like, dog them. Like, I guess, you know what? Us as a people, like you said, we just need to start working on building
I think we're doing our own similar type of thing. Someone I'd love to shout out is Avery Francis of Sunday Showers.
Okay.
Her event series is similar, not as big as the signature event of the Atelier Collective, but it's an event that is very inclusive, extremely diverse. Avery herself is a Black woman. And it goes to show the main reason behind Sunday Showers is that we shouldn't only celebrate the typical things of women. So we shouldn't have just baby showers, wedding showers. There's also celebrate when you get a promotion, when you launch your book, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the whole point of her.
I celebrate each and every print week when I finish my last article.
Speaking of which, I sent you 2 articles.
We'll talk about this later.
Yes,
I do want our viewers to do when they watch this, whether now or after, is if you know of any African-centered Women Day event launches, anything like that happening for that day, it'd be great. Put it in the comments. Let us know so we can share it. Again, we're media. We are power. People understand. I wish people would use us more in constructive ways, not just to boost their egos, but to share things that we're doing as a people to make us look, hearty and strong and things. So
that's actually a great call out to do, because I honestly don't know of any International Women's Day events for Black and Brown.
Send them in. Put them in the comments. Definitely, we'd love to hear about them. We'll promote them.
Yes,
we'll promote them.
We shall,
because it's important.
I had no idea that French vanilla was so delicious. I haven't had one of these in so long.
She's like it's a shiny squirrel with you. Always. Guys, we'll see you soon.
It's in the now. You have to talk about what's happening as it's happening.
This damn girl. Selena, click
I'm your host, Eric Halita, and this is What Matters on TCN Network. What I do every week is I cover what matters to our audience.
I think this has been, this has been a very, this is not like our usual. We joke around and stuff, and we're still doing it now. Mm-hmm. But I think our topics today have been, and I've actually liked this show better than most of the shows that we've done. I think this has because it's stuff that people wouldn't know about this. Wouldn't know about what happened in Portugal to that guy. That stuff wouldn't. So this is the stuff I think, Christina, we need to start doing more, is really legit, going completely away from North American media. Obviously, we're going to target things like I'm going to do right now. Actually, I wanted to start this, and I hope you're in agreement with this. I want to do a segment called Community Speaks.
Okay.
And the reason that I brought this up is because our next story was brought to me by someone who is in our community. I'm not going to say her name because she didn't give me permission, but she sent me a message and said, Simone, I know you have a show. Could you bring this up? And this is something that's affecting everyone. This has nothing to do with
everybody.
Race. This is affecting, if you live in Toronto, you probably should know about this, because if it doesn't affect you directly, it could affect someone that you're close to.
Yes.
So, there's a growing practice right now where landlords are evicting tenants so that they can renovate units and charge higher rates.
Yes.
Okay? So they're called renovictions, and these are happening all across Toronto.
Yes.
And the city can't build enough other properties and homes to catch up with how many people are being displaced. So renovations are actually a lawful reason for landlords to evict, but it seems like landlords are using this as a loophole. So they're choosing to evict tenants or renovict them in order to free the unit up so that they can obviously jack up the price. Mm-hmm. I see this actually happening in my building. I'm not going to call you guys out yet, though. I'm going to wait, because at least I'm going to put this out there. If you guys try to bring this foolishness to me, that I already know, and I'm going to call you guys out. So don't even bother. Yeah. So this issue isn't just about relocation. This is sometimes people having to deal with coming up with first and last. When you're getting, you have to think about those things. And when you're going, I did this look already. In Toronto, you're looking at some ridiculous prices for some little holes in the wall.
Doesn't even make
$1,600 for these little boxes that they want to call a home. Like, I don't understand. So we have to worry about that. Sometimes there's people who are on fixed income, so they can't just come up with an extra $600 to pay rent. And sometimes these people are dealing with health issues. That's the part that's disturbing to me. And some of these people are just people who have like large families. There's women who have 2-3 children, and you're displacing these people and putting them out there because you want to double up your price and make more money. So this is what tenants should know about this, because there's 2 separate issues here. What tenants need to know about this is that, actually, no, hold on, before I even say that. I spoke to some people, and they're actually people who are terrified now each month that they're going to see an eviction notice.
Oh, no.
They're terrified. They're concerned that every time they go home, they look at their floor to see if there's been something pushed to the slot, if they open their thing, because they're scared of getting evicted. This is happening a lot actually in East York. Mm-hmm. So people living in East York, pay attention to this as well. What you should know about this whole situation. If a resident chooses to leave because of renovations, the landlord must pay the equivalent of 3 months' rent or offer them another unit. So that may be something you don't know. If residents want to move back into the building after the renovations are complete, the landlord still has to compensate them as well as allow them back at the same price they were paying. So they can't jack up the price if you want to come back into the building.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
No, this is why this is so important.
Can we write an article on this?
Yeah, actually, I have someone in legal. We're gonna have to stop this one. What happens after is if you're filming too long, you have to stop it. Yeah, we're doing lives. We're doing everything right now.
I don't think people know that.
No, they don't.
Because I came across this conversation on Twitter the other day, and people were literally so frightened. But I think if they knew this,
they wouldn't be as scared.
Because I don't think people know those 2 parts. Very key. Great reporting.
So I have a new legal writer for the Toronto Caribbean newspaper who will be writing an article on this. So there'll be actual like links for you guys to go to.
Okay.
Also, you can start doing your research after seeing this. I'm going to give you quite a bit of information right now.
Cool.
They also have to prove significant renovations actually have been scheduled and that there's been a city-issued permit. So if you're not seeing none of that, if they don't bring you that, tell them to bounce. You're not leaving your property. They have to prove that the city has said, yes, you are going to be doing these renovations, okay?
So what constitutes as a renovation?
That is something that I don't have the details on.
Okay.
So that's something you guys are going to have to look into. I'm giving you the front information. You still have to take some responsibility, right? Because things could be different. If there's like, for example, there was a water burst above my bathroom, and my ceiling is bubbling, and it hasn't been looked at. So we're looking at mold that may have been started there. And we've asked, and they've said they're going to come in and fix it, and then they just didn't. So these are the type of things where, let's just say that thing breaks in. I can't stay in the house. I don't have a working bathroom. So that's considered a renovation, right? I'm not paying very much for rent. So if they wanted to, they could try. They could try and use that, but people don't know any better. Remember, there's not everyone who has access to this information, which is why media, you and I, this is why this show is so important. We need to get this stuff out to people so they know. And they can start doing their research after this. These are facts. Well, I'm only bringing you facts. So tenants who live in complexes with 5 or more units are entitled to demand compensation equivalent for 3 months. So if the unit you're living in is 5 or more units, you can demand it.
That's a lot of units.
But now here's the thing. What do we do with people who don't have that? So there is another epidemic happening in the city of Toronto, and it's getting worse and worse. It seems like we're going backwards. Toronto is not great when it comes to tenants. A lot of the stuff in the Tenant and Landlord Act, it's actually leaning towards the landlord. Landlords have a lot of power. So whatever power we can find, we have to use it. So you have the information. So landlords are also using another loophole to terminate a tenancy based on either themselves or their family members moving in. So this is for people who are renting homes. So they can say to a tenant, look, you have to leave next month because I have someone moving in.
Yeah.
And it may not be true. So tenants are getting evicted and having to pay way more rent and being displaced because they're doing this. And it's not always the truth. And there's cases now that are happening again currently to some people who I know who have been evicted. And when they go back and look, no one was moving in. They just know why you're in the house. Come out.
Yeah, that was the one I heard where it was like they can say that they're evicting you because they want to use the space for themselves. And that's legal. I had no idea that was legal.
This is what's happening. So it's scary for tenants out there. It really, really, really is. So right now, all the incentives and all the laws are written in favor of landlords. As a result, we're losing some rental properties here in Toronto. And it's kind of tragic and very, very scary. One of the best options to fight an eviction and not move out is forcing the landlord to take them to court. Because with that, they can't take you out. They have to go through the whole court system. So you have extra time.
Okay.
It's one little, listen, you got to use whatever loophole you can. Force it, say, I'm taking you to court. And then let the process draw out. Because they can't kick you out until that process is done. So we can find loopholes too. So take that. All right, I'm done with that. But you guys do your research, look it up. We're going to be writing an article to give you more details.
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys informed. But this is what's happening in Toronto. Landlords, shame on you. Why is this money thing such a, Jesus Christ, man. People are being displaced because you want more money. I'd try to kick me out. You guys would try. Anyhow, we'll see you on the next segment of In the Now. See you guys soon.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Okay, so guys, something major is happening right now.
Yeah, you told me something. I'm like, I wonder what's happening. That's interesting. Tell everybody.
So, Selena, let's go through the images real quick. Sorry, y'all. So, MGM Resort CEO to step down before his contract ends. This was on February 12th, 2020. Let's go to the next one. LinkedIn CEO steps down to focus on increasing network diversity. February 5th, 2020.
Some big names, guy.
IBM
Wow.
steps down. Next one. MasterCard.
Whoa.
February 25th.
Wow.
Next. Salesforce.
Lord Jesus.
I think this was yesterday. Next. Morgan Stanley. This was yesterday.
Uh-huh. Where is everyone going?
Nestle.
Nestle?
February 20th.
What's going to happen to my cocoa?
Next. The fact that I still have more is pissing me off.
Yes.
BlackRock.
Oh, Jesus. Everything. Where are you guys
Do
going?
we have any? Oh, my gosh.
Where are you guys going?
Jeff Bezos has sold nearly $4.1 billion worth of Amazon shares in the past 11 days.
What's happening?
Simone, you tell me what's going on.
What's happening?
Do we have any more? That's it, right? Yeah.
Where are you guys going? We can put some of them back up when we're talking about
Things,
this, Lena.
honorable mention.
Yeah.
Uber Eats. Hulu.
They've all gone?
Disney.
Where are they going?
Where
What's happening?
are they
CEOs, what do you guys
going?
know that I don't know? Where y'all going? Is it the coronavirus? Is that why you guys are running?
So as you know, or in case you didn't know,
I don't know.
the Dow has dropped over 1,000 points.
Oh yes, that's right. China's fucking things up right now.
Are they though? Is this Corona? I don't know. I don't think it's Corona. I think it's something else.
What's happening?
I think it's Kwaku Trump. That's what I think it is.
Oh boy. What? Okay. Why? I don't know this story, so you're gonna have to educate me. Okay?
Educate you.
Please.
Educate you. So, in 2017, our friend Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, issued an executive order.
Okay, and what was this executive order?
It said that if you, as a business, are involved in human trafficking,
Mm-hmm.
the wares of human trafficking,
Mm-hmm.
corruption,
Mm-hmm.
the state can seize your assets.
Oh.
This was 2 years ago, though.
Oh.
So why are all these people stepping down at this particular point in time?
Oh, no, you guys are involved in all that shit? Wow.
Are they?
What? Well, why are they stepping down?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. Are you asking the viewers?
I'm asking you guys. Do you feel that these major corporations, what we have been told all these years, I'm actually surprised Apple's still around. The Apple CEO hasn't stepped down. And I know for a fact that you guys are doing some human trafficking shit. But so far, I think a big one could maybe be corruption.
Oh,
That
corruption
all
for
of these
sure.
major corporations have some form of dirty laundry that in the next couple of years could come out, which would mean that your billion-dollar status, your multi-million-dollar status is going to go down the drain. And not only is it going down the drain, it's going to the United States government, which means you're never getting that shit back. That is my personal...
Honestly,
What do you think?
Let's
discuss.
No, I think I'm just curious as to. I want to dig into this some more. Why are all these people?
I want to dig in
this
a bit
is
more too.
huge. Like all these people are like these are big names,
Massive.
and these CEOs are walking away from these
Massive.
jobs.
Walking right away.
So there's-
$4.1 billion worth of stock.
I heard there's like 219. I think I read CEOs have stepped down since the beginning of 2020. That's
too many people. And I feel
it begs me to question some things. I won't lie.
What are you questioning?
Why is this happening? That's my biggest question. Like, I didn't even know this was happening. This is a really good find because, remember, sometimes there's always a distraction. Is the corona the distraction to whatever's happening here?
Personally, I'm just hoping Shopify goes down because I need to pick me up some Shopify. And with all these stocks tumbling, I need to pick
There's
up
a lot going down.
Shopify.
Good time if you have money to get some stocks.
Yeah.
But now would be the time to buy them.
100%. Like, I feel like I'm going to start a side hustle and use the money from that side hustle to get me some stocks. Because 1,100
Capitalize, guys.
points is a lot. Like, when I went on Google today, at the top, the ticker, everybody was red.
Yes.
Everybody.
We're crashing. The economy is crashing. Everything is in red, brethren. That's not good. Something's up. You guys heard it first here. That's all I can say. When things start happening, you guys heard it first here. We're going to look into this more.
I feel so.
I think like maybe next week, if you find out more, we should follow this story.
Cool.
I want to follow this story, and I want to follow the story from Portugal.
Okay.
And we can give some updates and then present new ones that we can continue to follow up because I think we need to go deeper with some stuff.
I agree.
All right, guys. So
this was his first executive order. So I think this also could be like maybe a telltale sign that he's going to get a second term.
I think he's getting the second term.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, for everyone who hates Trump.
I don't
It
know.
is what it is.
More
Ride
to
the
think
tide.
about.
Ride the tide. So I thank you for that story.
No
I think this was a really good and informative show today. We want to hear from you. Again, if you have something that is, and again, what I liked about my stories and your stories, facts. Don't come to me with emotion, guys. Come with facts so we can explore it, we can research it some more, and we can get to the bottom of what these things are. Facts, not just emotion. Send them in. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll see you next week on In the Now. Peace out, guys.